Okay, so the first thing we need to do is open up the top, and that should give us battery and your fixing screws. Then get the plastic bag off. And you have your clock. So, little case on the back, finger goes, cover, sorry, back, levers off, the wrapper off your battery, and pop it plus side to the right. You should have your second hand active. So then your little green wheel on the back, just down here, that moves around to set your time. So we are 17 minutes past 2. (17 past 2). Now the important thing to check here is the small dot here, whether it's white or black. To check what that means, you look on the back and you'll see there's a key here. So if it's white, as it is, that means it's between 12 and 3 PM, which is correct. That's where you want to be. Now that's important obviously because we want the calendar to go off at midnight and not at midday. So if this was at 3 and had a black dot here, then we'd need to continue rotating the hands all the way around another 12 hours until we were at the correct AM and or PM. So once you have the time correct, you can then change the day, the date and the month. And the buttons for doing this are on the back. So obviously the Monday is on the right, also on your left there, on your right here. So push this down and it will change the flaps on the front. So we want this to be a Wednesday. And again, middle one for the date. Just offset slightly, but we are all the way around to the second. And we are in December. So now we need to check, there's a small number here, a little window, number between 1 and 4. And that again onto the back, and we can look at this table here. And this will tell you, depending on what year you're in, as to what that number should be. So for 2020, we know that it should be, actually starts 2021 on here, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I know it's supposed to be on 4. So obviously 2021 is on 1, so previous to that 2020 will be on 4. This is what helps the clock calculate whether it's on a leap year or not. So we want it to be on number 4, and it is on number 3. So you want to cycle round once more, and you'll see that number very slowly goes up, and it's now on the 4 December. Actually, yeah, sorry, that'll be January for the 4, because I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's just at the top of it. So you'll want to keep on going to December, where you're at the end of the 4, and the white's just coming up, because that number 1 will be the January. And that is it essentially. So you've got it checked that it's on the right AM and PM. That's the biggest sort of faux pas, that's the biggest mistake you can make, because then when it's passed on to someone who's relying upon it to tell the time, to tell the date more importantly, it could be in a situation where the date is changing at midday, and that's obviously going to cause confusion. So make sure it's set on the correct AM and PM, and then the date will change at midnight. There's a bit of variation. Sometimes they will go off at sort of 7 or 8 minutes to, sometimes 7 or 8 minutes past. It's just the nature of the beast. It often won't go off exactly at midnight. So there you go. Any problems, contact us on via the website, or you can get us on the phone numbers 01959 543 660. Cheers.